You are watching Shalom World News. I'm David Kerr from Lansing in Michigan, and these are your latest news headlines from around the world. Pope Francis has refused to accept the resignation of Cardinal Reinhard Marx as Archbishop of Munich and Freising. The 67-year-old German prelate had offered to step down on May the 21st after publicly taking responsibility for, amongst other things, failures to address clerical sexual abuse scandals that have rocked the German church in recent years. In his response of June the 10th, Pope Francis thanked Cardinal Marx for his Christian courage, which, said the Holy Father, is not afraid of the cross or to be humbled before the reality of sin. Noting Cardinal Marx's reference to the crisis in the church in Germany, Pope Francis said that the whole church is in crisis because of the abuse issue, and the only fruitful path is to, quote, assume the crisis personally and communally. Cardinal Marx says he accepts the Pope's decision. Pro-life leaders in the United States are expressing concern over a new pro-abortion bill that's been introduced into the US Congress, which they say would override most state abortion regulations, require healthcare workers to perform abortions, and would mandate federal funding for abortion. Known as the Women's Health Protection Act, the bill has been introduced in every Congress since 2013, but as of yet has never received a vote in either chamber. Now the bill is back, however, with the support of 48 co-sponsors in the Senate and 176 in the House. Amongst other things, the bill would prohibit states from restricting abortions through laws requiring mandatory ultrasounds or waiting periods before an abortion. The sponsors of the bill say it has been introduced in response to a pending US Supreme Court case on the constitutionality of a 2018 Mississippi state law that bans abortion after the first 15 weeks of pregnancy. Generally, at present in the United States, a mother is allowed to abort her child within the first 24 weeks of pregnancy. Meanwhile, the city of Levelland in Texas has become the 30th city in the US to outlaw abortion. On Monday, the 7th of June, the city's council passed what's known as a Sanctuary City for the Unborn ordinance by a unanimous vote of 4-0. The ordinance recognises that unborn babies are valuable human beings who deserve to be protected under the law. It also prohibits abortions within city limits and outlines legal consequences for abortionists who abort unborn babies. It does not penalise women who seek or have abortions, however, and it does not prohibit abortions when the mother's life is at risk. Elsewhere, a federal appeals court has blocked a Missouri pro-life law from coming into effect. The 8th US Circuit Court of Appeals this week upheld a district court's injunction on Missouri's Stands for the Unborn Act of 2019, which attempts to set up tiers of abortion restrictions at various stages of pregnancy. Missouri's Attorney General Eric Schmidt says the state will continue to fight to protect every unborn life, adding that he will now seek a review of the matter in the US Supreme Court. Boys abducted by Islamic terrorists in Mozambique are being forced to become child soldiers, while kidnapped girls are sexually abused and forced to become Jihadi wives. That's the warning from a Brazilian nun who was herself kidnapped and held captive for 24 days by Islamists last August. Sister Eliane da Costa made her warning via a third party to the Catholic charity Aid to the Church in Need. Mozambique has been dealing with an Islamist insurgency since October 2017, which according to UN estimates has displaced upwards of 700,000 people and killed more than 2,600. The bishops of England and Wales are to use this month's Day for Life to oppose assisted suicide. Instituted by Pope St. John Paul II, the Day for Life is an annual celebration of the value and dignity of the human person. This year it will be celebrated in England and Wales on Sunday, June the 20th. In a letter to his brother bishops, the Right Reverend John Sherrington of Westminster warns that the Church is now faced with a very real threat of new legislation on assisted suicide. Bishop Sherrington, who is the lead bishop in England and Wales on life issues, notes that there is now a new private members' bill in the British House of Lords promoting assisted suicide. He suggests that it's only a matter of time before the issue also returns to the House of Commons. Pope Francis says that those training for the priesthood should view their time at seminary as akin to the Holy House of Nazareth, where Jesus was welcomed, cared for, and formed in view of the mission entrusted to him by God the Father. The Pope was addressing Italian seminarians and their formators during a private audience on June the 10th. He prayed that seminarians may learn more from their formators' lives than from their words, as happened in the House of Nazareth. He said, where Jesus was formed in the school of Joseph's creative courage. Finally, for the first time since its foundation in the 13th century, a priest from the United States has been appointed as rector of the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas in Rome. The Dominican University, which is also known as the Angelicum, was established in 1222. It will now be led by Father Thomas Joseph White, who has been serving as Professor of Theology at the Angelicum since 2018. Father Thomas Joseph entered the Dominicans in 2003 after completing both master's and doctoral studies at Oxford University in England. He was ordained a priest in 2008. Father Thomas Joseph will take up his new post on September the 14th. Good luck and God bless to him. That's your latest headlines. Do join us for more tomorrow. You can also visit us at swnews.org for news updates. Shalom.